Let's listen to this. So this is Chris Russo, the fame of Mad Dog, Mad Dog and Mike in the mornings from New York talk radio, sports talk radio. He is now on ESPN. Here's Chris Russo on what he thinks should have happened to Deshaun Watson.
Why is he even in Brown's uniform right now in training camps? I don't want to see Deshaun Watson right now. I don't want to see him. You certainly don't want to see him. You want to see him in practice with the Browns? He should be on administrative leave. Nobody cares if he's getting paid or not. You want to pay him the $1.5 million, fine. But he should not be involved in the Browns scenario under any circumstances. And for the life of me, I do not know why the NFL has taken so much time of getting this organized. This has been going on for 14 months. This just didn't happen 2 weeks ago. It's gone on for 14 months. He has the power to do anything he wants under the last collective bargaining agreement when all the players moaned and groaned about he's got too much power. They did nothing about it in the next collective bargaining agreement. All they cared about was getting paid the extra game for this 18 weeks and the 17 games. Then give him the power. We just want the money for the extra game. That's when the rank and file voted against the big stars and signed off on the extra game. So why in the world is he taking so long? Forget the investigative part of it. I understand Steve's point. What are you going to find out? You've done all this great investigation. Put him on administrative leave. We don't want to see him. We know he's going to get suspended anyway. If you want to pay him on the administrative leave, because a lot of these guys get paid on the fine, pay him. I don't care.
So Quincy, the reason I think they're not doing administrative leave is it pushes it down the road. At some point, the NFL is going to suspend Deshaun Watson for some amount of games. If you put him on administrative leave, he's still there. Everybody's going to still talk about it, and you're not moving on from it. The way you want to handle this, it's a PR situation for the league. They want to issue what looks to be a stern punishment and then move on to it and talk about football. That's why you don't put him on administrative leave, because it resolves nothing.
Well, and if you're the NFL, right, what they found out with the exempt list was that it was more trouble than it was worth, not just because of the points that you brought up earlier, but because then anytime anything happens, people kind of expect you to put somebody on this exempt list, and that's just not how you can go about things every time. And the expectation of that is why they've quietly just stopped putting guys on that exempt list a couple of years ago, because they just realized that it's a can of worms that they don't want to open, and they would rather put that toothpaste back in the tube. So the NFL does not want to put him on the exempt list. And the fact that he's not on the exempt list right now, he will not be on the exempt list, I don't think, at any time soon. They were pretty strong in this early in the process. I know the other cases came out and they were less strong on that stance, but the NFL really does not want to use that exempt list just because it's not really helpful for them. And it causes a lot of problems, not just because it just kicks the can down the road, which it definitely does, but also because it becomes this tool that becomes a problem for them when it comes to legal matters, right? We saw this happen before with other cases. So they really don't want to go to that. And I don't think they really see the exempt list as an option. Either they suspend him or they just let him play. But the exempt list, I mean, it causes more issues than what they feel like would help.